It's 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Super Bowl 52 Sunday, February 4th, I believe. If you go back and look at my prophetic dream videos, I haven't had any dreams like that for maybe 2 or 3 months, and I've been praying to God to give me a dream that I could remember when I wake up, and that, you know, if He wants to show me something, that I would see it. So I haven't had anything, so I take that as, you know, He hasn't had something to give me for a while. And last night I had a dream that I was in a field, and I decided to, there was a teacher of some kind, and I decided to set up the chairs so that we could all listen to this teacher, preacher type person in 3 U-shaped tables, so that everybody is sort of, you know, if he wants to walk in between the aisles, he has a way to get in between and speak to each group, and then go to the next U-shape and, you know, kind of speak to them, you know, closer up, so he can walk around and everybody can understand what he's saying. And I don't know if the U-shapes are significant or not, probably because it seemed like a larger portion of my dream. So I did set the tables up this way, and after the person was done speaking, which it didn't show him speaking, it just kind of cut to the end, Tom Brady was there, and he was throwing the football to all the people that were in the audience, like listening to this person, and everybody was kind of getting rambunctious, and they were kind of, you know, oh, pass the ball to me, and, you know, getting excited because he was there, and they were jumping over tables and chairs and blah, 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 and then, you know, just kind of freaking out. So then, I don't know, it was sort of strange. They were just gone, and then the field was open again, and there was this, like, huge, just, like, kind of looked like a, I don't know, like a gray fruit. It was gigantic, just hanging off of like a post, or like a board or something that, like, you would have at the beginning of like a trail that you're about to walk. It was like just posted on that, and I walked up to it and I cut the thing open, the long way this way, and inside, all of a sudden I realized it was a beehive, and these bees slowly started coming out of this hive. And so I was like, oh no, run, to whoever was with me. I don't know who it was, but there was like 1 or 2 people with me. So we're running to the edge of the field, and then I get to the edge of the field, and I realize that all in the perimeter of this field are holes, just like in that beehive, and all the bees start coming out of this hive. And then I have this immediate thought that it's not one, you know, it's not just these holes. The whole field is a gigantic beehive. And now that I cut that thing, that hive open, which the hive kind of looked like a football, actually, now that I think about it, I cut the hive open, and now it triggered all the bees, and they're all coming out of the field, like, all of a sudden. And then so, you know, I run to tell everyone that this is happening. No one's listening to me, that the bees are all coming and they're gonna, you know, kill us. And nobody's listening to me that we've disturbed this hive, and that now, you know, this is gonna, you know, they're all coming out to you know, to hurt us because we disturbed their hive. So then the dream's over, and as I'm thinking about what this could mean when I wake up, there's been a lot of talk about, like, on conspiracy type channels, that on YouTube, that, like, Super Bowl 52 is, there's going to be a false flag. And I've seen, like, you know, talk of ads for them hiring crisis actors for this event. And also, there's, like, a few things that just are interesting to think about. The fact that this would be Tom Brady's 6th Super Bowl ring. There's also a video about Tom Brady and his wife, Giselle, being Satanists, and they're also transsexuals. It's very hard to believe that Tom Brady could be a transsexual when you look at his face, but when he has his shirt off, like at the beach with his family, Giselle sort of looks like a guy's body, and Tom Brady sort of looks like a woman based on the ratios of their bone structure. And it really does, skeletons don't lie. That's why they use it for dental records when you're dead. So I don't know, it's just interesting to think that, in that aspect of, how would Satan try to fool the world, at this moment. Also, this is the first time Trump is not going to give his, I guess, some ceremony type thing at the beginning of the game that a president normally does or something like that, even though he's friends with the owner of the Patriots and Tom Brady. But he's not going to give his speech this time for some reason. Other odd thing is that they call Tom Brady the GOAT. And I don't know if you've ever seen those videos, I Pet Goat or something like that, where they've got Obama like winking and there's satanic rituals in the cartoon and things like that. Just odd. All odd, titles for these things and names for these people. And also, the game is going to take place at the U.S. Bank Stadium on Chicago Avenue, and Chicago is where Obama is from. Just odd. Just too many names and too many things that are just odd. And, in hindsight, we go back to look at the Kennedy assassination, and, there's so many things that match up with Abraham Lincoln's assassination and Kennedy's assassination. Like, you can go look that stuff up, too. Like their secretaries' names and just where they were killed and the names of the theaters and all these things that match up. And you wouldn't notice that until now. But if you're looking for these things before they happen, it's easier to see based on history and what's happened, because Freemasonic, agendas and Luciferian plans have been in place since the beginning of time, because they were trying to prevent Christ from coming to save his people. And so they're constantly looking out for ways to, hurt us, kill us, corner us, trap us. The whole Bible is full of that kind of stuff with Egypt and things like that. So just interesting to see all these pieces. And I'm not making any type of conspiratorial statement by making this video. I'm just making this video before the game so that if anything does happen at the game, I did have that dream last night, and perhaps it will show us some insight into what happened once the game does happen. And maybe nothing happens. Maybe I just had a dream, and I shouldn't have had peanut butter before bed or something. I don't know. I'm just saying that it's just a lot of different coincidences. It's Super Bowl 52. There's 52 cards in a deck. If you want to win a card game, you play the trump card. And also, there's the saying, the entire stack of cards comes crumbling down. I mean, that's, these things seem silly, trivial, right? But they use these trivial things to mock us because they're so simple, but we didn't figure it out because most men, many pastors, many church members, many people that believe in Jesus Christ, they idolize these people. They name their kids, their dogs, they wear t-shirts, they have, little statues in their office of these people. They wear their jerseys. They're just people. And we pay them millions of dollars to entertain us. I don't find football entertaining in the least. I don't find watching men wearing spandex throwing around a pigskin entertaining. I don't. They throw the football far and then somebody catches it, and it's cool to see people's athletic abilities, and but I don't care. I don't care who won. I don't care about their statistics. I don't care. You know, human beings are not cattle or horses to me. I don't care who's the better runner. I don't care who's the better jumper. I don't care who caught this or who caught what or when or why or who got drafted when. I don't care. And if you do care, that's great. I'm not judging you for caring. I personally have never cared about sports that way. You know, I do think boxing is cool because it's like, you know, fighting and things like that is a, you know, wrestling and things like that are ancient sports that are interesting in that way. But modern sports have become a joke. They've become a political arena. They've become a, you know, almost like a soap opera. You know, we're men. We're men. We are warriors, if you will. Even in ancient times, like the greatest warrior would go out and fight and things like that. And it's a, you know, a manly thing. I don't find it manly to watch other guys bending over wearing spandex. I don't. I never will. I can't explain it to you. I just don't find it entertaining. And, you know, this end part is just a tangent of how I feel about the thing. But, you know, me saying these things has nothing to do with how I feel about football in general. I've just had these dreams and these thoughts about all this stuff coming to pass lately. And, you know, if you watch the stock market and the way the world is and the way that people react to Trump's decisions and the whatever FISA memo or whatever it's called, I don't even know the name of it, whatever it is that the FBI didn't want Trump to release because it tells about their plans. And, you know, it's not about what Hillary did. It's not about what these people did. It's what their masters did. And if they are found, if their puppets are found out, then it's going to pull the curtain away from their masters. And that's what this is about. The hidden hand. They do not want you to see what's behind the curtain. And Jesus said in the end times, we will see all things. Like, all things will come to light. And maybe this is that time. Maybe God is using someone like Trump, who is not a Christian, who has statues of Apollo in his, you know, multi-million-dollar palace, who has a good chance of, you know, being, you know, part of the satanic cabal. But God uses people how he sees fit. You know, like, God used the devil to prove a point about Job. We are all God's servants, whether we want to be or whether we, you know, don't want to be. It doesn't matter. All things work together for the glory of God, because he is in control of all things, whether it's, you know, the birds chirping in the morning, or the sun going down at a certain time, or an eclipse, or, you know, the grass growing, or whatever it is. Like, the simple things all the way to the big things is what I'm trying to say, are all controlled by God, by his creations, by his angels, by his clockwork. So, you know, I'm not frightened by these things happening. I'm just making this video so that these factual things are laid out. So if something does happen, I said it beforehand. Not to be some, you know, prophetic thing, but so that they were laid out on the table and we could look at them said before the thing happened. I don't know why I'm even making this video. I just felt led to make it so that we could have some type of proof that I said it and that I dreamed it before these things happened. So I'm not saying, see, I had that dream the other night, but I said it after the fact. No, I'm saying it before it happened. So that if it does, and I had prayed that God to give me a dream like this, that you might believe that God is true and he's real and he's in control of all these things. And that's all I got to say. Have a great day. Hope everybody stays safe out there. And, you know, don't believe everything you see. Bye.